Hi friends, and welcome back to another episode of TT Reacts. How can I improve my handstand process faster? Why, I never saw anybody jump up on the wall like that. Okay. Already this just isn't looking right. It's just such a weird position and just a weird dead end. You see that? You see that fall? You see that fall. This type of training does not lead anywhere but to injuries. If you want to get injured, do this workout here that I'm showing you on screen. But otherwise, if you don't want to get injured, do this drill here and then progress down the line as your strength improves. You're going to do 4 sets, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. But first, make sure that you are warming up your muscles before you do the drills. And it's going to be push-ups, planks, and lateral raises. And you should have your handstand within a few months if you're consistent, if you have a good foundation as you're starting. But I would implore you to do this workout 3 to 5 times a week. And then as you get better with one drill, go ahead and move on to the next one. This program is designed to be very challenging. It's supposed to strengthen your muscles. It's going to teach you where your feet need to be placed and where you can get the maximum engagement from your core to hold your body up in that movement. So yes, you will be engaging your chest, your shoulders, and your core. So it's imperative that your head is up in this workout. Make sure that you can breathe and really practice your breathing when you're doing these drills. And make sure that you feel comfortable with where your feet are in your ab engagement so that you can learn how to breathe properly while still engaging your core. I am just so over all this unsafe training that people are promoting in this group. If we keep seeing posts like these, more people are going to keep doing it like that. So that's my only issue with it. It's not only that you're training horribly, it's that other people will see the horrible training and then copy it and then post a video about it. So here we are. I'm here to tell you that's not good. It is horrible. How do I transition from wall handstands to freestanding? I've been training handstands consistently, but always against a wall. I feel pretty solid in that position and can hold it for a decent amount of time. The problem is I have no idea how to properly transition to freestanding. Every time I try without the wall, I either overbalance immediately or bail out. Okay. So this is a good example of someone who is not using the wall appropriately. If you're using the wall correctly, it should translate directly into your free handstand. Because when you think about it, if you're practicing for a handstand, then why are you not practicing on the wall the same way that you would in the handstand? So you guys are just practicing willy-nilly, and then you're trying to do a free handstand. But if you're doing willy-nilly training, you're never going to get a handstand. I mean, you're not practicing for a handstand. You're just doing whatever feels good to you at the moment. So it's not going to progress in that way. That's why with these drills, it actually benefits you because it's like building up to the handstand, and it's also getting your muscles in the correct position so that when you go on the ground, not only do you have the strength, but you also have the form because you're doing the same exact form in each progression. You're doing the same exact form. You're just engaging more and more muscles and then getting your coordination and balance better as you go along in the program. So if you're practicing like this on a wall and you don't really have any direction with it, it's not really going to translate into a free standing handstand at all. It can't. Doesn't make any sense. Alright, struggling to get a straight handstand, stuck in banana. Yeah, so this is how people are practicing on the wall, and then when they go to their free handstand, they're going over because you see how their feet, it's overbalancing. And overbalance isn't going to magically become balanced when you go onto the ground in a free handstand. So when you're doing a movement like this, you really need to make sure that your pelvis is tucked and that your back is straight. I'm not saying it has to be like straight like the perfectly straight handstand, but it has to be, your spine has to be straight. This here is not, that's not a straight spine, that's an arched spine, and a lot of people don't even have the back flexibility to be doing all of that extra arching that we're seeing here. His head is too low in this movement, which means he likely can't breathe. I can see his face is pretty red. And yeah, it's just too much. Yeah, it's just not correct. So yes, I would recommend this person do these circuit drills and learn how to properly engage your core, because if you have an arch, there's no way that you're engaging your core correctly. You need to learn how to engage it and hold it throughout the entire handstand. I don't know if I reacted to this video already. I know I've seen this video before, but anyway, she's asking any other tips. Just keep practicing. No matter how hard I push through my palm, I always come down after like 5 seconds. So pushing through your palms is not going to help you to hold your body up. Pushing through your palms is to make sure that your arms are straight and that your arms and your back and everything is fully stretched out. So you're pushing your palms in to make sure that everything is tight in terms of your arms, but that's not ultimately going to help you hold your handstand longer. That's another thing that I'm noticing. People think that if you push through your palms, you can magically just hold your handstand longer, even if your technique is poor. It just doesn't work like that. Now, this lady here has a straight handstand, but the thing about these straight handstands, like in this video here, in my opinion, it does not look like this lady's core is engaged. It just looks like she has a straight handstand. So it could be she is overworking her shoulders, and her shoulders can only hold her up for that long. Because in this movement here, when everything is straight, it is using more of your shoulders in this movement to hold you up. And honestly, I don't think her feet are in the position to where she could grab her core to the maximum. It looks like she has like maybe a little bit, but it doesn't look tight. I don't think she's squeezing her ankles together. And I don't know what her breathing patterns are. That could be another thing. If you can't get a good rhythm with the tightness of your muscles and putting your head in the correct position to where you can get the most air, that will ultimately help you to extend your handstand if you have good enough form. And even if the form is shifty, if you know how to breathe, you might be able to extend it by like a few seconds just by having good breathing patterns. But that could be another thing. She probably doesn't know how to breathe because her head may be down too low or just not in the correct position for her body to get the maximum amount of air into her lungs and down into her diaphragm. But in terms of this lady's form, it looks good, but like I've been saying all along, just because a handstand looks good does not mean it has integrity. It can be perfectly straight without having any tightness to it. It just looks good. And I don't care what a handstand looks like. I only care if it's safe, if it's tight, and if it's engaging the maximum amount of muscles and giving you the most bang for your buck in terms of your strength, in terms of your stamina, and also how many calories it's helping you to burn. It's such a good, challenging workout that it can honestly boost your metabolism because you're working so hard in this movement to keep it stable in the air for such a long period of time, that if you actually take it seriously, it can help you to burn those calories. So that's how I'm judging the handstand and just the training overall. If you are doing handstand training, you're doing it 10 minutes a day, you barely broke a sweat, that's not ultimately going to lead to a good handstand. And you could be practicing every single day to make it look nice and perfectly straight, but you never learned how to engage your core. But your feet are in a position where it looks like you're engaging your core, but in terms of the tightness of it, you're not stable. If someone comes and pokes you, you will not be able to hold that handstand up. You just won't, because it's not tight. It's not a stable unit. You don't have bodily harmony. You are just balancing in the air with a pretty handstand for like 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds. But you're never really going to be able to elevate yourself and get to the next level with your handstand and get the most out of your training if you aren't serious about the way that you're training it, and if you are focusing too much on how the handstand looks rather than what you can get out of the handstand by doing it properly and doing it in a way where you can engage all of your muscles and just getting your body to where you can use a handstand as a workout in itself and just overall boost your health. So I don't listen to people on the internet that think that the most important thing that you have to do is make sure it looks straight and make sure you point your feet and make sure that you have good ballet technique. I don't give a damn about that. And I think if you teach people to only care about that, that's all they will care about, and it's not going to be a good handstand at all. Alrighty, friends. Well, that was the last video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you like the video, go ahead and like it and subscribe. And if you would like to be featured with your handstand in one of my upcoming videos, send it to this email right here, and you may see it in an upcoming video. But until next time, ciao.